All right. Thank you, John, for hosting me. I have to mention, I have to give you the props.
I appreciate
You're
it.
doing a wonderful job. I checked out your channel, and those who haven't should definitely check it out.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, my name is Samuel Kagwe. I am an entrepreneur, or I'm trying to become an entrepreneur. In fact, I would actually describe myself as a multipreneur, which simply means I'm trying too many things. I'm trying to find the right fit in the business world. Yeah, I'm a content creator, or at least aspiring content creator again. I don't want to put titles on myself. Let other people do that. I am a mathematician professionally. I am a musician. What else? In terms like this is when you try to look for words
you
to
have
describe
to
yourself.
throw all of them there. Throw all of them there. All those credentials are necessary.
There's a last one. I'd like to be a politician in future.
Hey, listen.
Yeah. So
You guys know where your tenders will be coming from.
if you see my face on the ballot,
Yeah.
make sure Kagwe for governor.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, so what did you study?
Industrial mathematics.
That's crazy because I have so many different people on the podcast. This is the first time I can say for sure industrial mathematician.
Industrial mathematician.
What's that? If you can break it down to just ordinary mwananchi so that they can know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, so industrial mathematics is a very tricky what do we call it, course. Because number one, we were the first cohort to do it in Kenya. There was no other university that had offered it before. We were the first cohort. And that meant that even the lecturers didn't understand what it was actually about. And they were telling us, if you want to do your master's, you must go to Germany. You can't find... But as we continue to do the course, we realized that it was very, very much similar with actuarial science. So it is maybe a more general version of actuarial science.
Yeah.
And generally teaches you to optimize different things. So you can optimize what electrical engineers do. You can optimize what civil engineers do, using mathematics. You can optimize operations in an aviation company, etc., etc. Yeah.
That's in a very interesting lane. But now, if that's something that you're studying, I don't know if optimize, that's what you mean, now what you'll pursue, if you're to do... Okay, first of all, are you going to do an 8 to 5 with what you've studied?
No.
No?
No.
So you're going to input, are you going to make sure you use the skills that you're studying in the career field or entrepreneurship field that you're trying to get into as you find your lane?
Maybe. Going to campus isn't usually just about the course that you learn. It sort of expands your mindset to a lot of other things. And just like I mentioned, the challenge with the lecturers is also the same challenge with the employers, I found. That you'll approach a certain employer, but then they've never heard about industrial mathematics.
Yeah.
So you have to explain to the person who's supposed to employ you, And the other challenge I realized is that, studying mathematics is very tricky because you either become a teacher or you become an advanced, scientist or something. There's no in between. But I'm sure, since then, the other cohorts that have gone through the course, maybe they've found other applications for it. Maybe they've improved it. I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
But personally, I decided that I want to get into entrepreneurship. I was employed, like I mentioned before, I was employed in various companies, but the one that took some time in was as accountant. Yeah, and generally that tells you how I couldn't really explain even to employers what they can employ me for.
Yeah, this is what I can do for you guys.
Yeah, so the best, they said, you've studied mathematics, you can do the accounting job. And that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, and to say the least, I enjoyed my time in employment, but I could sort of draw a parallel line, in what I was doing, and if I jumped into entrepreneurship, and I compared the journey and the end result, and I decided to jump ship. I decided, let me get into entrepreneurship. And I've been doing that now for a while. I would describe myself as a founder or running a startup. But again, that is lingo that has become overused, you know. So nowadays, I just prefer to say I'm in business or I'm trying to get in business. Yeah, so I have had a number of businesses fail. Let's avoid the word startups. Yeah, and maybe I'll tell you more about that as we proceed.
Because the thing is, also I've noticed with, if I may say startup, by the way, like over the past, I think, is it 3 years or 2 years after COVID? Like a lot of people are getting funding for their projects and everything. Like when you say things that failed, if you're just to paint a picture for it, because I think I also met somebody like 2 or 3 weeks ago who were here, and I asked them, like, what exactly do you do? They said they have a startup. And then I was just like, another startup again. I didn't even ask him what the startup was for, because I was like, I know way too many people who talk about like startups, but how is that like now? Even I think they posted something yesterday on the news about a guy who got funding, and he even got, how much money was it? He got funding to open like apparently like a club or something in Kenya. I don't know if that's something that so from the UK,
I didn't
he
see
just
it.
pitched, and then it became like a headline thing because he was given so much money just from his pitch. And then I was like, okay, so I'll go open the club. I think this is something that seems like it's gonna work for
I
us, so
think
why not?
I talked about this in one of my TikTok videos, and